Hello everyone, welcome back to Optimize Evony. Before we get into today's video, I did want to just give a quick shout out. Thanks everyone for all the support on the channel. We have reached 5,000 subscribers, just over 5,000 subscribers the last time I looked. So that means a lot to me. Subscribers aren't everything, but it does mean a lot that you guys all publicly follow me and stuff like that. And in addition to that, after my last video, so many of you guys have reached out, expressing support and commiserating with me about the shit show that happened in All Stars. I am still working with CS to try and get fair compensation. I'm not super optimistic about that, but I'm going to keep trying my best. But I just wanted to thank you guys because it does mean a lot to me. But yeah, let's get into today's video. So new event drop, the Christmas event, and there's some pretty big changes, and I'll start with the biggest change. There is new Civ gear that is here. It looks to be a debuff set, not really anything about attacking. Pretty solid debuffs. I will say it is really good debuffs, right? There's a lot of siege HP debuff that you can get even on the lower tier gear that you can get. I don't remember specifically which ones are lower tier and which ones are higher tier, but for sure this one's going to be a higher tier. The weapons always are, but there's some really solid debuffs there, and then you have the set buffs here, which are 2 of 6 enemy troop HP overall, 15%. So if you have two sets of or two of these in on a sub, you get an additional 15% of overall troop debuff, which again is going to be more important on like the siege HP primarily, and somewhat also on like mount HP. For attacking and stuff like that. If you get all 6, which obviously you're not going to be able to do this event, and I'll explain a little bit why later. Evony was, crafty in how they released this. You can get up to 15% enemy troop debuff. I would say in that case, it would be better to have 3 sets of 2 rather than one set of 6, because then you're getting a total of 45% enemy troop HP debuff rather than 15% and 15% troop defense. But that being said, it does seem to be a pretty solid set. Let's look at the Star Atlas. All troops attack, so this is overall, attacking and defending. So that's really good. More rally capacity. I know a lot of people, a lot of the rally setters are going to be happy about that. For All Stars, we'll see if it's probably not even going to come into play in All Stars. And again, I'll tell you why in a little bit. But here again, more siege HP debuff, also range troop HP debuff, but that's a little bit less important. The siege HP debuff is super important. Yeah, the Romulus set, it seems to be pretty solid in terms of debuffs. The annoying thing that they did is that they realized that all the people who are big coiners, who would have who would want the set immediately and are willing to pay for the set immediately, they already have a lot of these Civ scroll chests, and some of the big coiners even have supremacy scroll chests as well, because you can get them in a number of different ways. And so what Evony did, which of course they're going to do because they're trying to make money off of it, they didn't want people to just be able to open up all of their chests and immediately be able to get that full set and ascend it or amplify it and get all the buffs immediately. So that's why I'm saying it won't actually come into play for um, much for all stars because the limit that you're going to be able to get here is a single conquest scroll because you can see that they now have this scroll chest 2, which allows you to access any of the previous ones, but also the main reason you're going to be doing it is for these new ones. There's no reason to use it for the old ones. Um, Unless you really need to finish out a set. Supremacy, I can see using the old ones, but uh, for Conquest, with the Civ Wheel event and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to get the Conquest gear for the old ones, and so I would keep those uh, for this new gear. And I mean, I would expect that they are going to continue releasing new Civ gear. I would expect that they're not going to just stop with this one set. They released a lot of sets last time, and so I expect that they're kind of revamping the sets and, uh, you know, uh, trying to get people to coin more again. Again, Supremacy chest 2, you can then get the armor, spear, and boots here. Um, so I guess you can get two of these Supremacy Scroll Chest 2s. I'm assuming in the royal party. There's also one at the highest level, but that's a crazy amount of money. And so really only the massive coiners will be able to get I think up to three pieces of this new set. In kind of this first event. Of course, people will immediately get them later on as they continue to release them. But I yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's really annoying for people who have grinded or spent a little bit over a long time that they are devaluing these chests that they've collected and stuff like that. But I don't expect anything different from Evony. And I think there's been more and more rumors about K50. When the last time they released Civ Gear, I believe was before K45, or maybe even K40. I don't remember exactly. But I'm not going to speculate on that. That's that's for other people to speculate on. I'll just figure it out when we get there. The other thing that they added was this 90% off the bounty cave. If you need stamina, I guess it's okay, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the bounty cave things. Um, but yeah, other than that, not too many new updates in the new release. Uh, I think there's maybe a bug here where they have a secondary event center here where there's just the Divination of Fate. And you don't seem to be really getting uh, any of these tokens to actually do it, but you can spin it once for free. So maybe you can get the palace skin for free, or some of the other invites or the other good items there. I think the reason why that's popping up is because they actually meant for it to be this glorious attire event, which basically gives you the Lucille general skin. Um, Similar to other events, you can basically get up to 30 for free. These don't reset on a daily basis. I don't know exactly how much it costs for the skin if you don't get lucky. But I mean, skins are are important, but they're in the overall scheme of things, they're pretty expensive for the amount of buffs that you get. Ground troop attack 10%, that's good. And then range troop and siege machine HP 10% debuff. So that's okay. Honestly, when I look at it, I get more excited by the siege HP debuff than I do by the ground troop attack. But I'm not going to be putting Lucille in like my subs or anything like that. Maybe. The other thing that you can do here is you can also get the general as well. So um, if you already have the general, obviously go for the skin, but if you don't have the general, the skin without the general doesn't really help you. So yeah, I would go for this here. But yeah, I think that's kind of it for the new stuff. There's all the, kind of same events that have been going on for a long time. Um, One thing to remember, I always forget, but don't forget to open your free card packs every day. It'll take time, but you'll eventually get some buffs there. And yeah, good luck to all the people in All Stars tomorrow. Hopefully you don't have the same issues that we had last week. But I don't I don't have any expectation that Evony is going to have improved anything other than just the sheer effect of the numbers that there's less people playing at that time, because there's roughly like half of the people, I think, that have moved on to the next round. And so there's less battles going on, less people overall. So I expect it to be slightly better. But yeah, good luck to all of you guys that are playing, and I'll see you in the next video.